Hi, my name is Nick, and I'm studying at London University, and I've been interested in theoretical physics for a great period of my life. Theoretical physics has brought about this idea known as the theory of everything. Since I'm limited in time, the purpose of my presentation today is to encourage you to look from another perspective on how we perceive our everyday reality. I'm going to divide my presentation into two main parts. First, I'm going to give you a theoretical framework on what this theory is, and then I will move on to look at some philosophical implications of this theory, which is, I think, much more interesting for us because we're not theoretical physics here. Did you know, in fact, that if you move as fast as speed of light, time for you will stay still? Mind-boggling, isn't it? So let's start by looking at TOE. TOE, a theory of everything, ultimate theory, master theory, or final theory, is a hypothetical theory of physics that fully explains and links together all physical aspects of our universe. Well, indeed, it would be very hard for physicists to construct a complete unified theory all at one go, so instead, physicists have made progress by finding partial theories. They describe limited range of happenings and neglect some other effects or approximate them by some certain numbers. This is to say, in chemistry, for example, we can calculate the interactions between atoms without even knowing the internal structure of the nucleus of an atom, right? Over the past few centuries, two theoretical frameworks have been developed that, as a whole, most closely resemble a TOE. These two theories upon which all modern physics rests are general relativity and quantum field theory. General relativity is focusing on gravity for understanding the universe in regions of both large scales and high mass objects like our star, our planet, stars, galaxies, you, me, this table, whatever. On the other hand, quantum field theory is a theoretical framework that only focuses on three non-gravitational forces to understand the universe in regions of both low mass and small scales particles. For example, atom, subatomic particles, quark, up quark, etc. But the problem here is that these two theories cannot both be right. Only one of the two theories can be used in some certain situation. Ultimately, however, physicists would hope to construct a complete unified theory that would include all these partial theories as approximations. Eventually, a single explanation to this incompatibility of the theories can be found in some other concept, which is called string theory. It has emerged that it intends to be the ultimate theory of the universe. String theory posits that at the beginning of the universe, you see, this is the universe, four fundamental forces that we know today were once a single fundamental force. According to this theory, all particles, or every particle in our universe at its most microscopic level, consists of varying combinations of vibrating strings with preferred patterns of vibration. String theory further claimed that it is through this specific oscillatory of vibrating string that the particle of unique mass and charge force is created. That is to say, for a simple example, electron is a string that vibrates one way, while the up quark is a string that vibrates another way, and so on and so forth. So a TOE is a theory that will describe the curvature of a space-time that arises as a consequence of the gravity through the quantum field theory, or with the help of quantum field theory. Now, I will transition to my next point, which is philosophical implications. I think this is much more important for us. You may wonder and ask, what happens if we discover the theory of everything? What will this result? Why is it so crucial to even talk about it? Well, technically, it has to answer to some of the to some of the questions that humans begin to ask from when Aristotle proposed different theories that were trying to explain some of the basic but at the same time existential questions like, what is this world made of? How does the universe work? You see, if we find this theory, eventually, or most likely, what we're going to have are scientific advancements, technological sort of advancements. You may perhaps ask and say, will I get a better iPhone? Or just my smartphone in general? Will my internet speed increase? Am I going to get better, am I going to get incredibly enhanced digital camera? And that would come to a surprise for you, but the answer is pretty pragmatic. No, sorry. This is crucial to have a concept that this encounter is not going to affect your life or the life of all of us directly. But approaching this from another perspective, this theory of everything actually being a theory, this theory actually being, or also being a theory of space and time and the universe itself. This breakthrough in the scientific field will bring us closer to explaining some of the deepest theological and philosophical questions of all time. What happened before Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, where it said that God created the world? What if we could somehow bend the time? What would be the consequence? What would happen? What does it mean to us if we could, if time had holes in it? Or not time, but space, I'm sorry. What would this, what if you could somehow manipulate with time and space itself? How would this benefit us? You see, these sort of questions are well beyond anything proposed by Einstein. This Einstein about the general relativity theories. Einstein theories are useless. Einstein theory become obsolete at the instant of the Big Bang, where it's absolutely useless. Einstein theories are break down at the center of attempting to interpret the black hole, where it's useless as well. You see, this leaves us with the questions, what lies on the other side of the black hole? Or even going as far as, what lies on the other side of a black hole, of a Big Bang? You see, Einstein theories are useless at this point because they simply blow up at the point. They don't exist there. A simple explanation this is where scientists are attempting to incorporate the theory of everything as possible explanations of this, as possible explanations to these questions. String theory, actually being a theory of everything, may allow us to understand what was happening before the Big Bang. There might have been a multiverse of universes, with our universe being a bubble. It is suggested that we live on the skin of the bubble. The bubble is expanding, and there are other bubbles floating out there in 11-dimensional hyperspace. And these bubbles in turn are connected perhaps by gateways, by tubes. These are referred with scientists as wormholes. The scientists are very serious about the possibility these wormholes interconnecting different universes. The physicists are not still sure if they are stable or not, but they're definitely part of equations of the theory of everything. Now, think of human history as seen by a physicist in terms of different forces. When Isaac Newton worked out the first force, gravity, it gave us machines. These machines gave us steam engines, automotives. They revolutionized the efficiency of our production. So, the Industrial Revolution was in part spurred on by the mystery of this first force, gravity. Then the second force is electromagnetic force. This is our number one source that powering up our facilities, from computers to all the electronic quantity that we depend on today, everything that you have in your hands right now. And when physicists worked out the second force, it resulted in many advancements in the technological fields. Then in the last century, chemists looked deeply to our world's natural elements, which transformed the 20th century by introducing to the world nuclear power. This in turn gave us a nuclear power of the stars, the engine that drives the entire universe. And so let's look here closely. Every time scientists worked out a force, human history changed. And now physicists are working out this theory of everything. What will this how would this benefit us? Like, if we find this theory, what will be the consequences for our society? What would it mean to our society? Well, relatively speaking, as for now, nothing. But in the long term, it may allow us to interfere, I forgot to show that, to interfere with time and space. If we are able to solve this arithmetic to why the universe exists, that would be the greatest triumph of our existence. For then, we would be able to understand the mind of God. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you enjoyed it, you like it. We don't have a time for any clarifying questions. Thank you so much.